I moved into a new neighborhood and everything seemed normal, except for one house at the end of the street. It looked abandoned, yet sometimes I saw lights flickering inside. But the strangest part, no one in the neighborhood would talk about it. Despite my curiosity, I felt an urge to stay away. Yet I couldn't shake the feeling that something was waiting for me there. The neighborhood was filled with friendly faces, but every time I brought up that house, conversations would come to a halt, and topics would shift uncomfortably. Every time I tried to ask my neighbors about it, I was met with forced smiles and quick changes of subject, as if discussing that house was taboo. But the more I sensed their fear, the more compelled I felt to unravel the secrets it held. One fateful night, curiosity got the better of me, and I found myself standing outside that haunting house, the chill in the air sending shivers down my spine. With my heart racing, I leaned closer, trying to catch a glimpse of what lay beyond those weathered walls. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and silence enveloped me like a heavy blanket. I took a step further, and there at my feet lay an old cracked mirror reflecting not just my image, but glimpses of something far more sinister. As I stared into the mirror, my heart sank when I noticed a shadowy figure lurking behind me, still and silent. My breath quickened, and instinctively I turned around, dread pooling in my stomach, realizing I had stepped into a story far darker than I could have imagined. Time stood still as I locked eyes with whatever haunted this place, my mind racing with questions that had no answers. The shadows whispered secrets of the past, pulling me deeper into a mystery that I was no longer sure I wanted to uncover. With every breath, fear coursed through me, yet an inexplicable urge to understand drew me closer. My hand instinctively reached for an ancient book lying on the ground, hoping it would provide the answers I desperately sought in this chilling encounter. As I flipped through the pages, the symbols seemed to come alive, each one more disturbing than the last. It felt as though the figure behind me was watching my every move, urging me to uncover the truth hidden within these ominous illustrations. A sudden glow burst from the page, pulling my gaze deeper into the unsettling images, and I felt a tingle down my spine. It was as if the past was reaching out to me, intertwining my fate with that of the shadowy figure watching, waiting for me to unlock the secrets that lay buried within. I straightened my posture, fueled by an unexpected strength. I would not be a victim of the past. With the book clutched to my chest and conviction in my heart, I demanded answers from the figure that was both frightening and strangely familiar. My heart raced as I deciphered the chilling ritual, a desperate call to break an ancient curse tied to the very essence of the shadowy figure. In that moment, I knew I was at a crossroads. Embrace my fear, or plunge into the unknown to discover why our fates were forever linked. As I confronted the figure, the words flowed from my lips like a spell, seeking to bridge the gap between our worlds. Each question I posed drew more light from the book, illuminating the darkness that had shrouded us for so long, revealing the complex history that bound us. With each revelation, my heart softened for the figure before me. It was not merely a shadow, but a soul trapped by sorrow and regret. The illustrations in the book painted a vivid narrative of the pain that had woven our destinies together, awakening a sense of compassion I never anticipated. In a moment of courage, I reached out my hand, trembling yet resolute, offering solace and understanding to the spirit that had haunted these walls for too long. To my surprise, the figure began to manifest more clearly, its dark edges fading as acceptance flowed between us, bridging the gap forged by years of isolation. Together we pored over the pages, a shared mission, igniting a flicker of hope within the room that had long been shrouded in despair. With each word we read aloud, the oppressive weight of the past began to lift, as if our alliance could finally break the chains that bound us both. As we stood by the window, the first rays of dawn began to seep into the room, filling it with warmth and promise. The book hovered before us, radiating a golden light that signaled the end of the darkness, whispering tales of redemption and the possibility of peace. In that moment, a profound connection blossomed between us, as if the shadows of our past had transformed into a shared narrative of healing. The room, once a prison of sorrow, now stood as a sanctuary of light and memories, each photograph telling the story of love that endures beyond time. As I closed the book, a wave of tranquility washed over me, a sense of purpose fulfilled. The figure beside me, once shrouded in despair, now radiated joy and gratitude, its spirit released from the chains of the past, at last able to find peace. With one last glance back, I felt a sense of closure, knowing that both the house and I were ready to embrace our futures. The garden outside bloomed with life, mirroring the new beginnings that awaited, a beautiful reminder that even the darkest stories can lead to the brightest tomorrow.